I've always assumed that Bitcoin was a prototype. The thing to understand about the central bankers and the group of people, not so much the central bankers, but the people who own them, is they are very disciplined about prototyping. When they want to try something new, they generate lots of different experiments. So when I used to work on Wall Street, with Salomon Brothers was one of the ones that was famous. If they wanted to figure something out, they'd tell 10 teams to go do it, and they wouldn't tell any of the teams about the other teams. And so you'd get this huge competition and war within the firm of 10 teams trying to do this thing. And they figured, okay, one will figure it out. So if you look at the venture capital model, you will see in a venture capital fund, they figure out of 30 investments, maybe 2 will make money, but they will make enough money to make the whole thing highly profitable. Because of the monetary policy, they ran the risks of inflation. So the question is, how can we suck a huge amount of money into non-real assets? They're accumulating land, they're accumulating gold after they came out of the financial crisis, and we're steadily moving money, I believe, out of the fixed income markets trying to buy up the real assets. So how do you keep the retail market away from competing with you to buy up the real assets? Well, if you can get them off in Bitcoin and the cryptos, you're just creating an asset out of thin air, right? Yes. I mean, it's energy expensive, but it's thin air. So it's much easier. It was extremely important to manage and manipulate the gold market because gold's like the smoke alarm, so you want to keep the smoke alarm from going off. If you can get everybody out of gold and into Bitcoin, it gives you a much more long ramp to sort of accumulate all the real assets without anybody figuring out.
And then what do you think they'll have it run up and then crash it, or just kind of let it run parallel?
So I think Bitcoin's been pumping and dumping, so think of it as in a bull market, you pump and dump your way up, because remember the people transacting make the most money from volatility, right? So when the stock market dropped 35% last year, that's a great opportunity to buy and then run it back up. So remember, if you're going to build your control system, then you need to build a system of central bank digital currencies. And you don't want to do that until you've had sufficient prototyping, but you've also made digital currency fashionable, okay? And to do that, you can go out and hire all the top developers in the world, but if you just persuade them they can make lots of money and be free if they do it themselves, and you make it very fun and innovative like the Wild West, they all jump in and they figure and prototype all these things for you. So it's the platform, then you build your central bank digital currency system, which now they're working on rolling out. Once you kind of gotten different aspects of the blockchain and the energy use figured out. Now, part of this is the smart grid, because you need to get everybody onto electrical systems for this to work, right? Vaccine passports will make you free. Crypto will make you free. This will all make you free. And then you get them building your prison for you, right? Because you can't, remember, we're talking about a system where very, very few people have central control. The guys who are going to have central control can't build that. They've got to get the general population to build their own prison. And we talked about this last time. The power of this is if you see the trap coming, then you can just stop. You can say, something, I don't want to build the prison. So remember, this is an all digital system, and one aspect of this is currency, but the other is a one-way mirror where you have 24/7 surveillance and data. So not only can I watch you 24/7 and collect data from your body, data from your mind, data from your activities, but then I can stop you from moving around spatially, or I can turn off your ability to transact. So let me give you some examples. So one, it's a control system, and two, it's a transaction system. But it's the end of currencies, because no longer can you put money in your pocket and walk away. You can only transact, through my company store, if you will.
So let's talk about, so what is a currency really? It's not, this is more credit at the company store, like you're saying?
Right, this is a credit at the company store. It's not a currency.
Currency,
so it's the end of
real
currency.
Money would be like store value, right. Divisible, transportable, acceptable.
So this is
right?
why I always say, what is it about the word Crypt-O that you don't understand? It's a crypt.
It's your death?
Yeah. Yeah.